Yeah, I don't have the camera on the wrong way round, which could definitely happen on another day. But no, I've got a stomach ache and it's not a vibe. And yeah, I think it's probably stems from, well, getting food poisoning for one. That helps. But also I think just not getting enough rest and health, you know? Because I think like as fun as the weekend was with all the chess, uh, I basically was playing and teaching non-stop for 2 whole days. And then that meant like all the other kind of like chores and things that I generally do in my week to week life kind of got put on hold. So that's been catching up, which has then been eating more into sleep and eating more into health, which means that I'm stupidly eating at a restaurant where I literally know that a friend of mine has got food poisoning there before. And still, I decided to go back because the food tastes really damn good. But yeah, no, I regret my decision completely right now. Um, so yeah, no, basically, I don't really have energy to talk much more. But what I do want to do is I'm going to listen to some Cave Town, which you might be able to hear quite faintly in the background. I hope you can't hear it too well, because otherwise then I'll just get copyright striked. So yeah, maybe you can let me know. Welcome, Josh, to the stream. Maybe you can let me know if the music is quiet enough. Um, but yeah, no, I'm just gonna chill out to some Cave Town and have a look at some Gurgenidze games because Anizan, one of the Chess Lifestyle viewers, very kindly sent me a couple Gurgenidze games that Jovanka Huska played with the Black Pieces in the recent Olympiad. So that's very cool. You can't hear any music. Fantastic, man. I will enjoy my Cave Town. If anyone hasn't listened to Cave Town, there is a really good artist band. I don't know. It's basically one main artist, but the band is called Cave Town. Um, and yeah, it's just very soothing acoustic kind of emo vibes. I guess is the best description I can give it. But yeah, I'm gonna set up a setup of sorts, and you might have to see this a little bit sideways. I had this set up well before, but it's gonna be a challenge. Are you guys fine with like missing out the rook on h1? I feel like it's not that big a deal. Like, I mean, the rook's probably gonna move at some point. It's probably gonna be a knight on g1, and I think you guys can work it out. So honestly, for the sake of my stomach, that's good enough. And yeah, enjoy. I'm not going to commentate on these games. I'm just going to try learn from them. Basically, Jovanka won one of the games, lost the other. The one she lost was against someone slightly stronger. One she won was against someone slightly weaker. So maybe this has something to play as well. Yeah, enjoy the games and wish me good health for tomorrow because I play Mr. Dodgy and I really want to beat him. So yeah, that's happening. 10:30 Malaysia time, so you can work out when that is for you. Okay. For the record, bishop f4 is already inaccurate, so a 2400 literally doesn't know theory, which is quite funny. Oh, f6? Are you serious? For God's sake, I don't want to look at this game anymore. I mean, this is probably Engine's. I don't know if it's Engine's top move against bishop f4. There are some lines where f6 is best, but why would you do this? I guess this is why she's a 2350 and I'm not. But yeah, I don't like f6. Let's see how. I swear to God, guys. I mean, I don't think I've mentioned this on the stream, or I probably have at some point now. But I'm making a chessboard course on the Gurgenidze Modern. That's my next project. I really wanted to call it the Hikari Modern, but I'm not going to get the rights to do that, so that kind of sucks. But my Gurgenidze course is going to be literally the most goated black repertoire against e4 that the world has ever seen. And when I say goated, I don't mean from, let's say, an objective standpoint, but from an understanding, fulfilling satisfaction standpoint, it's going to be fucking brilliant. And you're not going to have to play the Gurgenidze like this, because what the hell is this? Oh, God. I guess it makes sense. You got some pressure on e5. I mean, for me, like, the biggest question is black going to be able to resolve their backwards e-pawn? Because to me, like, this is a position I probably wouldn't want to play with black. It doesn't look terrible, but it also doesn't look great. Just with that backwards e-pawn, it just scares me a bit. I don't know if we're going to be able to get an e5 ever. Maybe if we play knight e4 eventually. Maybe like, yeah, maybe knight h6, knight f7, rook h e8, and then try and play knight e4, e5. That's probably what I'd try and go for. Oh, so we do get this, but I don't know if that's going to be fast enough. Yeah, knight e5 also prevents knight f7, right? I guess the plan is knight d6, knight f7. That's an unusual move, but maybe there's something concrete at this moment. Oh, we're losing a pawn. Surprise, surprise. Give ourselves a shockingly weak structure and we lose a pawn. I'm not. What is happening in this game? I mean, this is actually like one of the reasons why I am happy playing the Gurgenidze, because there are so many ways to play it, and so many dodgy ways to play it as well. And some of the dodgiest ways to play it are the most engine-approved ways to play it. So it's just like, you know, I feel like I really get how to play the opening. For the record, I'm not saying I'm a better player than Jovanka or anything, but I really don't see what she's trying to achieve with this play in the opening. Okay, we've got some tactics, but I don't think they're working. Knight takes e7. Oh, this looks very ugly. King d7. I mean, like you're going all in for an attack because you're completely positionally busted, and you don't even have a legit attack. Like, this actually makes me so sad. But I think that's a good sign. Like, if I genuinely feel emotionally impacted by someone playing my pet opening horrendously, I think also, like, you know, like, I'm sick and I wanted to see some good Gurgenidze play, and I'm just completely, utterly disappointed. So we had to retreat despite being down in exchange, and we don't even get to play on. GG. I don't know what to say. Like, that was really, really awful. And that is why I will never recommend f6 in my course like that. Ever. And I will be giving alternative lines that are more engine sound than my main lines in some of these lines. I know that didn't make much sense, but the point is, sometimes in certain lines that white can go for, it's better not to opt for a Gurgenidze, and it's better to play like a mainline modern. But it's very rare. But if you want to play the engine top moves, you have to do that, because otherwise you have to play moves like f6. And if you don't want to play mainline modern, you don't want to play like this engine garbage like f6, then you can play like more Gurgenidze kind of style chess. The only problem is it's like plus 0.9 or even plus 1 in exceptional circumstances, and some people don't like that. But to be honest, I've never had a problem. And I mean, this critical line that I'm discussing, I've had it come up over the board twice, both times prepared against me. And both times, you know, they're playing engine moves up until like move 15, and then they just completely go wrong because I know the way to play it better than they do. So honestly, not even afraid. But yeah, that was just I don't know. No comment. Depressing. That's all I'll say. Well, let's see if this one's any better. C6, G6, okay. No! Why would you play D6 here? Oh, it's so ugly. Oh my god. I mean, okay, maybe you can play it with B5. Oh, god. I'm sorry, Amazon. I gave you a shout out at the start for like, you know, sending me these games, but I think this is going to make my stomachache worse. Oh, for God's sake. The only time I'd ever play D6 is if I could play Bishop G4, and we've literally played H3 to stop that. I want to cry. And also, why have you not played b5? Like, this is your only play in this position. And now white is time to play a4. Like, I don't get this. Don't get this at all. So, okay, let's see how Jovanka manages to turn this around. She does manage to win this. Credit to her. And e5, okay. So we get a very perky Philidor King's Indian-y kind of position, which I don't like. I mean, you know, I dabbled a little bit with Philidor in some streams, which you guys probably remember. And I went from 2490 down to like sub 2400, which was also very stupid. Like, I shouldn't have been playing rated. But yeah, no, I think just like putting my pawns on dark squares instead of light squares just doesn't suit me as well. So this already is definitely not a Gurgenidze. But also this position, I mean, if you can get the knack of it, I really rate this for black. I think black, like practically speaking, has really nice play, even if I can't play it so well. But like the plan to play like knight h5, knight f4, and just put your pieces all on natural squares. Your pawn on c6 controls the d5 square. It's just a really easy position to play. And basically, these lines probably are like, you know, plus 0.7 or something, but with like 1 or 2 lines. And as soon as they deviate, which always happens, black is just like minus 0.2. And just an easier game for sure. And I've tried playing this with the white side so many times, and I've lost so many games, even against lower rated players who I really should be putting away. So yeah, this kind of modern with the exchange on e5, it's really easy to play for black. But having said that, this is not a Gurgenidze. So yeah, this is... Oh, for the record, I kind of missed the move. That should be a bishop on e3 and a queen on e7, which makes a lot of sense because the pawn was hanging for a second, maybe. But honestly, I don't think I even want to look at this game. I mean, This is not a Gurgenidze. I'm not going to learn anything from having a look at these moves. But okay, what I did learn was that f6 is utter garbage in that other line. I don't even give a crap like how strong objectively it is. I mean, you can tell me it's only plus 0.4, and I literally don't care because I'm not going to play a plus 0.4 position where my whole structure is completely destroyed. So yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, I saw your other messages, Anizan, about like the exchange Slav idea. And that's actually something really cool. And that Simon William games you sent me was fantastic. So appreciate you sending me that. And yeah, maybe it's something for me to think about. But the problem with the line is just, I think it's difficult to get right. And I've kind of looked into lines like this in the past. I feel like the way that Black played it against Simon Williams just allowed White everything they could dream of. But I think normally with these kind of like F3 systems, it's just a little bit difficult to make it work if like Black puts up a correct defense. So I'm not sure how much I'll delve into it, but maybe it's something to consider. I mean, the exchange Slav is actually a line that I need to improve in. I feel like I've been outplayed by weaker opponents in the exchange Slav, which is quite embarrassing, which kind of like reflects on my my true chess level in some regards. But I don't care. I don't care if I'm bad at chess, but god tier at the Benoni and Gurgenidze and can beat players, super strong. That's good enough for me. But yeah, no, those are some very ugly Gurgenidze games. So I hope you don't judge the opening based on that. I wonder if I've got any more Gurgenidze games I want to check out. Or maybe, just maybe, I should give the chess a break and go to sleep. And you know what, guys? For anyone who's playing Pokemon Sleep, which is the best game, handheld device game ever to be created. It's such a chill game, and it actually encourages you to sleep and be healthy. Yeah, it's like a special event taking place like this week, and there's even a special event within the special event taking place today. So basically, you're gonna get more points, and you're gonna be able to catch more Pokemon, and it's lit. So I need to cash in on that, which means I should definitely take this opportunity to sleep. But let me check out some of these comments. Nyai Hasana, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you here before. Definitely an interesting stream to start off with. But glad you could learn some chess. I don't know if you learned anything from that stream. Maybe you did. I think Hikaru played f6. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I can understand Hikaru playing it because he's a super GM. And when you're a super GM, literal stockfish objectivity really does matter. But any level below that, like for Yavanka, if she's gonna play for Gurgenidze like that, I think she should just stick to Karakan, or play a Gurgenidze like how it deserves to be played, and then take a bit of a gamble, right? Because I mean, for a 2300, I understand that playing something that's slightly objectively dodgy can be a bit of a risk. But in my mind, it's not even refuted. Like I literally. I don't believe Stockfish's evaluations, like when they stick like a slapper plus 0.9 on the position. Like when you look deep enough and you invent some novelties, Stockfish is struggling. Stockfish is struggling to make anything happen. Like I don't believe it. It's like they'll have some huge space advantage and they'll say it's plus 0.9 and it's just not. Like they have no way. Literally, it's fine. It's literally fine. Anyway. Yeah, the chessable stuff don't allow me to call Hikaru modern. Very annoyingly, in recent years, I think I can mention this, but basically in the past, they didn't really care, and they would just call any opening course. But nowadays, they're a little bit more legit, and that means that maybe they've had some like problems of copyright and stuff like this. So now you need to get author's permission. And honestly, they're not willing to chase up Hikaru to, you know, call this the Hikaru mod, and despite it would sell much better. I mean, I could potentially ask Hikaru, but then knowing Hikaru, probably he would ask for like a huge cut from the course, or he would basically just say no and do the course himself. So to be honest, I don't think it's worth the risk, and I think I can like find a decent name anyway and create a fantastic course. So you know what? I think it's going to be fine. I'm planning to name my course Caruana Old Indian. I mean, good luck, Lucas. Good luck. I mean, I know someone who has Caruana on Snapchat, so, but I don't think I can use that contact, unfortunately. I don't think I'd ever make an opening course since my openings are basically copied directly from other recent books. Fair play. SQC, welcome. If I made a course on anything, if strategy calculation. Yeah, I think honestly, Josh, if you could document like, I guess like where your strategy and calculations at, and then like show some kind of like journey to like mastering calculation. Let's say you got like a title one day and you had like a full documentation of how your calculation strategy improved. That would be a pretty cool book, but I don't know. Chess is the best game. I agree, Lucas. I think it is the best. It's one of those things where, like, interestingly, recently I've played some shogi, right? And I actually feel like shogi, in terms of an actual game, in terms of its dynamics and how much fun it is, I think shogi's probably built better. Like, shogi is just a better game than chess. It's just more fun, and I think more people would enjoy it. I think like chess has a lot of like laborious aspects that require hard work, and they're just not fun. Like I think every chess player has aspects of chess that they don't enjoy, but I know shogi players who wholeheartedly love the game and everything about it, and I can completely see why. Like it's just built super well. It's just the game dynamics are absolutely fantastic. So I think in terms of a game, shogi's better, but in terms of actual, like overall, right? The problem with shogi is that it just doesn't have the community to match chess. And when I say that, I mean like the shogi community is fantastic. And if you're someone who like kind of likes niche kind of things, then it's perfect because I mean it's such a welcoming community, so many cool people within the community. And it's really a vibe. It's really a vibe. And the other nice thing as well is if you ever get good, you can literally travel to Japan and play over the board all the time. I mean, you might experience some racism and stuff. Like I've heard about this in the past as well. But I mean, you can still play, and it's probably quite fun. But yeah, I mean, the problem is if you're predominantly living in the Western world, I don't think it's as sustainable for your kind of life as chess is. And that's ultimately why I stopped playing shogi, right? Because I mean, every day I would end up like having chess news, like fill up my DMs and whatever. Because you know, I've made chess friends over the years, and I couldn't stand the idea of friends of mine getting better and me not getting better. Whereas for shogi, I can accept that if some friends of mine get like much better, I'm kind of more happy for them. It's like that's the thing. Chess breeds some kind of like toxic competitiveness that I don't think anything else does the same for me, at least. So that's kind of fun, you know. Like I think that kind of motivation. And actually, speaking of this kind of like toxic competitiveness, I've had so much fun at badminton recently. Like I played badminton today. That's why I'm also completely wrecked because I played like with a stomachache, right? And playing at the level I'm playing, it's really not fun to have health problems as you're playing, right? It's just pretty brutal. But it's like basically it was really funny actually. Like 3-4 weeks ago, I turned up to training, right? And I played a match, and after the game, I think we won or something. You know, the opponents wanted a rematch, so you know, like the partner and I like agreed, and we actually lost for a rematch. So at this point, they wanted another rematch, right? Or we wanted a rematch because it's like, best of three, like find out who wins. And at this point, I mean, like, there was this guy who like, turned up at the courts, and he was just waiting by the court, right? And he's been waiting patiently. He basically got there like almost at the same time that the first game started, right? So he's been waiting a while. And the third game starts, and I can see out the corner of my eye that he's a little bit pissed, but I mean, like, he probably understands, right? It's like best of three, right? So the thing is, we played a game, we managed to win, so we won 2-1, and it was some nice badminton. And at this point, like, I'm fully ready to take a break, but I think two of the guys like want a break even more than me, so they go sit out, and I stay on the court. And I start to play this guy, right? This guy who's been waiting and watching the last three games. And because I don't know how else to put this, because I'm a fucking idiot. I literally say to him, "Oh, do you need to warm up?" And like English ain't even his first language, right? And he just looks at me and he's just like, "Bro, do you think I've played?" And I could just see like the fucking steam coming out of his nose and his ears, because like this guy's pretty like I know he's good because he's dripped up like in like probably the most expensive like Yonex like badminton gear like I've seen, like he's serious, right? It's I don't know what chess equivalent there is, because the only chess merch is fucking cringe, right? If you're wearing like some chess t-shirt, what are you doing? But like I don't know, like he was dripped out in proper nice badminton gear, and we start warming up, and he's pummeling me because he's pissed, right? Like he's so mad that like he's had to sit out and watch three games, and I have the audacity to ask him like if he's warmed up. So we're practicing, right? And in the end, like we end up playing, and I've seen him play in like earlier weeks, and I knew he was like all right. But I didn't think he was that good. And I also had this feeling like, he's probably a little bit too dripped out, like in his like expensive brands. Like, he's not that good. But my God, he played so well. He played so well that game, right? So he played a fantastic game. I can't remember if I managed to win or like lose. I have a feeling that I think I managed to beat him, which made it even worse, right? And anyway, like a few games later, we end up getting paired against each other as well. And I think at first we were going to be on the same team, and he wasn't having that. He was like, "No, I want to play against this guy." And we again have a really good match. I probably lose this one, right? And then at this moment, I think like I decided like I should just go over to him and just like clear the air. I don't think I even said sorry. I might have said sorry, to be honest. I don't remember, but whatever I said, I managed to diffuse whatever tension we had, right? And we just started talking. And actually we actually got on quite well. But what I felt was that after that, like when we played, it was kind of like I think we like maybe played another game and we kind of warmed up. And we were like playing hard, but it was also like almost out of mutual respect at this point. I wish I knew what I said to him to like diffuse that situation, but it was kind of like when we would play against each other, we would both play our best because we're determined to beat the other person, right? Because we're kind of similarly leveled. But like, it was kind of out of mutual respect at this point. And basically every week after that, whenever we'd play, like we'd both noticed that we were like, try harding, right? And this final week today, I was so pissed off because at myself, right? Because I'm turning up to my last badminton session. I've got a fucking stomachache and it's just shit. Like I can't play my best. And I noticed that this guy was also sitting on the sidelines a lot. And I just went up to him and I was like, I just started like venting, right? I was just like, bro, I've got a stomachache. I ate some like spicy ass like noodles from like some dodgy ass like restaurant where it's like, it's like definitely dirty. It's not good to eat, but it tastes fucking good, right? And like I'm just talking to him, and he's like, "Bro, you wouldn't believe it. Like, literally the same. Like, I ate. I literally he literally tells me before I tell him that he also had some like spicy noodles, but I think his spicy noodles were like way spicier than mine, right? And he was also having like stomach aches, right? So both of us are just like, both of us are just in like yeah, just in pain, to be honest. But of course, we turn up to play because we want to play. And yeah, we had some good games, and actually, finally, after 4 weeks of playing against each other, we finally played on the same team. And man, we completely killed our opposition. I think we won like 21-8 or something, and we weren't even trying at the end. And I think it's just because because both of us, wanted to not show the other person up in the sense that like, if we make mistakes, then we look like we're worse than the other person, right? So we're both playing like super hard. And yeah, we just completely destroyed the opponents. And we both just had to smile because we were both like, yeah, that was fucking sick. Uh, but yeah, no, at the very end, actually, my final game. Well, I mean, like I had a really good final game actually, which was with some other people. But yeah, just before I left, we decided to play a singles, which doesn't really happen, but it was near the end of the session, and we decided to play a singles. And I was like, bro, I'm in so much pain, man. Like let's just play like first to 5 points. Like playing full court singles, like fuck that, man. Like I'm literally, I'm literally in pain. And I don't know how this guy is still going because he's also in pain, right? And we play, and I think like maybe I win the first point, he wins the second point. I start to win 2-1. And then he wins the next three, right? So I'm losing like 4-2. I'm losing 4-2, and it's first to five. And I'm just like, fuck's sake, I'm gonna lose 5-2 on my last game of the session. And I don't know, I managed to lock in, and I bring it to 4-4, and I say to him, okay, let's do like 2 clear points, right? Like, how it should be. And I'm also thinking like, man, I just want this to be over. I literally can't play anymore. So we play, and he wins the next points 5-4. Then I equalize 5-5. Then I win the next point 6-5. Then he wins the next point 6-6. Then I win the next point 7-6. And then I fucking clutch and win 8-6. And at that point, we're all smiles. Like had a like just it was just like a really good, equally matched rival. I just had to say to him like after the game, like we finally like dapped hands because I don't know whatever it is in Malaysia, like you don't normally like handshake after games, even though in the UK you normally do. And I think it's because of like COVID like changed things probably. Normally you just like give them a wave or something. But now we dapped hands, and I was just like, bro, thanks for being my rival over the last few weeks. And yeah, I think he said something like to a similar effect, right? And yeah, that was that. So yeah, no, I mean I'm gonna be back in Malaysia, right? In like March. So that's gonna be sick. On a random note, Lucas, are you in Hong Kong right now, by any chance? Like really random question, but are you in Hong Kong? But yeah, no, basically my point after an extremely long 10-minute story is yeah, I think having rivals really makes stuff good. And I think the reason why chess will ultimately beat shogi is that I feel like I've got so many chess rivals, not to the same extent as maybe this badminton guy, right? Because this was very nice. Like I wish I had a chess rival like this, although I probably don't, because then I think like I would just be like too stressed over it, right? I'd be grinding too hard to unhealthy levels, right? But I think for like badminton it worked really well. And yeah, I think like for chess, I've got some like healthier rivalry which keeps me going. Whereas for shogi, I mean, I didn't really get that feeling of like ever having a rival, and I think it's because I was always like coming new to the sport, and I feel like when you come new to a sport, especially if you've got some like prior transferable skills like my chess skills, right? You're just like treated with so much love, right? You're not gonna kind of develop a kind of like I don't know aggression and like hatred towards one another to form a rival. So, I think shogi is just too wholesome. Um, yeah, that's my long rant. Why chess beats shogi in a very very toxic way. But yeah, um, what do people say? I don't mind being bad at sports, but it's not fun to be pummeled over and over. Uh, I guess that's true. Yeah, I don't really enjoy being pummeled over and over anything. Although I think I've got very high tolerance to being pummeled. I remember like I think probably the worst thing I've ever tried to put my mind to and get good at. It's actually FIFA. My God, I had a friend who we would play like online, like on like PSN, and I swear to God, I lost 30 games in a row against this guy. 30 games. I've never lost 30 games to anyone in anything in a row. Like I swear to God, like this is not also in one day. I'm not just tilted, right? It's like I like over the course of like I don't know 2 3 months, I literally lost every single game, and I was actually trying, right? So it's just like I don't think even like I lose 30 games in a row to a GM. Like there's I don't think there's any sport where I put my mind to where I lose 30 games to anyone. Unless obviously if I'm playing like a world champion or something, of course I'm gonna lose. But nah, that's like yeah, no, I don't like being pummeled either. I think that's a bit too harsh. Yeah, and chess you learn stuff. Yeah, exactly. I really like this learning aspect of chess. I think that's actually one of the biggest aspects that most sports lack. It's like probably in terms of community, probably football wins, right? Like the community that football kind of generates makes it so much hype. Uh, and that's really the only thing going for it because the gameplay of football is ass, and like actually trying to get into the sport is also absolutely dog tier. But like the community and like the kind of hype that generates around like the Premier League and stuff is really really good, right? So I think chess for me personally has the perfect balance of like decent community, decent you know like learning like ability with it, like you can really study it and get good, and also really fun gameplay. Like how many games, right? Like have to keep rebranding. What do they call it? I can't even remember. That's how little I play other games. What do they call it when they have to rebrand every like few months and change all of all of the dynamics to make sure it's like even more fun. But in chess, obviously the rules haven't changed for like hundreds of years, and I like that so much more. Like I think like if you had to constantly keep up with change, like I'd hate that. I already hated that with let's say FIFA, right? Like I became like such a goat on FIFA 14, and then it switched to FIFA 15, and my whole game plan had to change. I was just so much worse. So it was just absolute garbage that you can work hard at perfecting a certain art and then just have to change. Like I don't like changing if I'm doing something good, right? So now that's one really good aspect of these like old fashioned board games. Lucas says no. Wish you're in Hong Kong, but uni starts. Damn. I'm actually going to be in Hong Kong starting Monday. I'll be there for 10 days, just having a little break before my usual working traveling continues. Venom all the way. Awesome, Frankie. Have you actually got the course? That'd be really, really awesome if you got C3 Venom. I think honestly of all the things I've ever written or worked on, I don't think I could ever make a chessable course again because the amount of blood, sweat, and tears that went into that course, and I genuinely mean tears, like as a non-titled player working on the course. Lucas knows a little bit, but like in order to make it up to their standards, and like oh my God, like I genuinely wouldn't do it again. I would rather clean toilets for like 6 months than work on a chessable course for 6 months because it's so grueling. It's so grueling. Like at one point I had to dedicate a whole week doing 4 to 5 hours a day of edits, like grammatical edits, like like changing the chessable code. I hate coding with a passion. Oh my god, like the chessable coding. I swear to God, like I felt like I was having to learn like a whole coding language to like, make all these edits. Oh man. Oh, so the good news is that I'm teaming up with a grandmaster for this next course, and it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so sick. But because I have a titled player, a grandmaster, right? Like doing the course with me, all of these laborious like slave work, someone else does it for me. And to be fair, they get paid for it, right? So it's not like it's not in slavery. But for me, my God, that C3 Venom. Yeah, no, not happening again. So C3 Venom will be the best solo course that I'll ever make because it's the only course I'll ever make, and I literally cannot make anything better because I literally put my whole body into that. Like, man, that work, never again, never ever again. Yeah. Gameplay of football is better than many sports. I absolutely disagree. The only good thing about football is the edging, and that's like, if you don't know what I mean, think about it, because it's like, you know, you are willing to sit there and watch for hours. Okay, not hours, like tens of minutes, while nothing happens. Like they're just passing a ball back and forth. Some guys rolling on the floor, being an absolute crybaby, and nothing happens. But the thing is, you watch because you're being edged because you want to see a goal, right? Yeah. Like you can't wait to see that one moment of dopamine, right? And to have to spend minutes of your life literally looking at a blank wall. It's like almost like just staring at a blank wall, and then like every 10 minutes, like I don't know, a little shooting star goes across the wall. And that's your football match for 90 minutes, and you're just like hooked on it, right? Because I can't wait for the next shooting star. Like it's actually like, no, the gameplay of football is so bad. So many sports are better. Like I could literally talk for an hour of all the sports that have better gameplay than football. No, I think football's horrendous. But I mean, it's easy to watch, right? Like because you can have the IQ of a fish and appreciate football because the rules are simple. You kick a ball and you try to shoot it in a between these two posts, right? Like how much simpler can you get, right? So obviously it's accessible to everyone. The community of the Premier League is hype, and like whatever league that is within your country. So like they've done a good job, but gameplay, I wholeheartedly disagree. Gurgenidze modern or Venom. I mean, they're both going to be great in their own rights, right? I mean, God, I don't even know. I feel like in terms of passion, it's a close one, but I think Venom will have to win because I mean it's literally like your first love, right? Like you've literally gone absolutely everything into making this the absolute best thing because you don't know if you're gonna get a second course, right? You don't know if that's gonna be it. That's gonna be your only name to make it in this world, right? So you got to make it the absolute best thing ever, right? You got to make sure that everyone who gives this course a chance is gonna be like, I absolutely, like, wholeheartedly, like, think that was the best 20 quid I've ever spent in my life. Because if it's any less than that, like, I literally don't want that. So like, I don't think I can ever work and put that much of myself into anything again. At least for like, I need more time off, right? But in terms of the actual opening, oh my God, the amount of love I have for this Gurgenidze modern, it's so fulfilling. Like, you don't know like how much I have wanted to have a Reptar against 1e4 that just infuriates these e4 nerds, because oh my God, these e4 nerds are willing to put in so much work so inefficiently because e4 best by test or whatever nonsense that you're listening to this this sexist homeless idiot. You know, like people. I don't know. I don't know what it is about E4 players, but I am so glad. I am so glad that I have found a repertoire that completely plays against the style of a 1E4 player, and it is just so beautiful to play. Like, I have tried every damn opening against E4, and the fact that the Gurgenidze modern is so beautiful and the chess world don't know about it, it's actually unbelievable. And that's why I think this course is going to be amazing. Because I mean, you know, no one knows about this course. I mean, I literally read like this GM article on Lichess, right? That was like Hikaru's Blitz repertoire. So obviously I'm going to read that, right? And the guy, the GM, literal grandmaster. I mean, he's like some like new Indian grandmaster, right? So doesn't, it's not like some like, 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old GM, right? That has like a rich history of understanding, right? So this GM, he's writing about Hikaru's like play in this mod. And Hikaru plays the Gurgenidze all the time in Blitz, all the time. And the guy just gives it as like a modern with C6. And the guy's trying to explain it. And the guy is explaining it so badly. And I'm just like, this is incredible. Because, these GMs, like these modern GMs, I mean, they're not going to see it in over the board because their opponents aren't going to play it. And amateurs aren't going to see it over the board because nobody plays an opening that was popular in the 70s, even though it was played at the World Championship level, right? It's crazy how there's just this blind spot in the chess community. And it's such a good opening. It's such a good opening. And yeah, that is why this course is going to be amazing. If I can do it justice, which I really hope I will do. And I think everything I've written so far, I'm really, really happy with. So, I think it's going to be a really good course. I just wish I could call it the Hikaru Modern because I think sales would go through the roof because, I mean, people would get it because of Hikaru and then realize, oh, this is actually the best opening ever. And then, yeah, that would be pretty nice, but we're just going to have to find something else, I guess. Just spent 5 hours today working on your course, Lucas? That's wild. Is it Damien? That's a good question, and it is Damien. I don't know. I should be able to mention that, right? People can work out who Damien is. But yeah, it's gonna be a really good course. Hope you will be an AI-assisted chessboard type course maker in the future. Yeah, maybe, but I don't trust this AI. I feel like I'd need to do it by hand anyway. I don't even trust Excel, man. Like I hate these like auto-generated kind of stuff. I do everything by hand. Hey man. Oh my god, my hand's actually getting a cramp from the from the position I'm holding this phone. Gvan here wanted to drop by and say hi. What's your recap on the tournament? And I thought it was brilliant. Keep up the good work, man. Thanks so much, man. Glad you could join the stream. Also, apologies that this is the stream you had to join because I'm pretty sick right now and I'm just using this time to vent because it's fun to vent. And it's a chess vent, so we'll count it as relevant. Yeah, no. Hope you're enjoying this, and yeah, thanks for dropping by. Sorry, but this kind of chat clearly sounds like you barely know the game. That's like saying chess is boring because because there's checkmate. Oh, did someone leave some hate or something and you deleted it, Josh? I don't know. Are you talking about me? I don't know what game you're talking about. But it's like saying chess is boring. Yeah, I assume it's a deleted comment because I'm too brain dead right now to work out what you mean. Any thoughts on out of possession structure, space, skills? Out of possession structure? Josh, I have no idea what you're talking about. We're talking. Oh, yeah. Okay, you are roasting me about my football. Okay, because you're now talking about Gegenpress. Okay. Right. So let me read your comment again. Sorry, this kind of chat clearly sounds like you barely know the game. It's like saying chess is boring because all game before there's checkmate. Okay, right, but I don't know. I think even to a beginner, I mean, maybe, but I feel like I know football well enough to give that point. I know what the gegenpress is about. Probably I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I don't know. Like I think maybe like game dynamics I can find interesting. But bro, I mean, like just like the like if you've ever watched Man United play, I mean maybe that's the problem as well. Don't watch Man United play. But I don't know. Like I think it's so boring. I think it's so boring. I mean, for the amount of hype that it gets, I really think it's boring. I really think it's boring. And yeah, maybe to each their own, right? I mean, yeah, maybe it's fair to say maybe yeah, my war analogy is a bit too harsh, but I don't think it's yeah, I understand that. Obviously, there's insane amounts of tactics, right? I mean, you don't have these differing levels of like managers, right? If it was like all just easy strategy, nothing worth seeing. But as much as the strategy is complex, that doesn't make it like enticing to watch. You know, like I feel like let's say calculation, for instance, or even let's say solving tactics. I mean, yeah, to everyone, to each their own, right? To each their own. But to me, I just don't find the majority of the game interesting. But yeah, I wonder then, like with all these tactics and strategy, how does this fare compared to other games? Yeah, maybe it is a little richer in that sense. Like there's more ways you can get away with playing. And the rules are a little bit less set. Like you're not forced to have a certain formation, whereas let's say for volleyball, you are, right? But yeah, interesting take, Josh. What are your thoughts on football being good because of edging? Uh, good question, Jewel. I don't know. I think that's one of the fun aspects, right? You've had a few pints, and you know you've got like triple captain on Haaland because you're an idiot, and you're just watching Haaland, like seeing him like fluff up every single shot. I don't know. It's just fun, right? It's just fun. So yeah. Um, Joel, Jewel. I don't know. Jivan. I don't know who Jewel Shu is. I got 2 days left of the course. Oh, so do you have some kind of deadline because you're using some like pro membership or something? Very exciting, though. Very exciting. In that case, Lucas, I'll really try and reply to your Discord. I mean, the reason why I haven't replied is because I don't really know what to do. Like, I don't really know how I can help, to be honest. Because I mean, yeah, I tried to get in touch with my contact, and I thought he tried to sort out something. I don't really know. Yeah, you're talking about Islander on football, right? I mean, yeah, you can like feel free, Josh, to ask me like some more specific questions. I feel like I know football well enough to give this take, right? And that's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. But I know football well enough to give this take. And yeah, I know watching Man United is definitely a problem. And I don't try to. I really don't try to. I'm not. I mean, okay, I'm a Derby County supporter, so like I'm used to watching shit football. So maybe that's also the problem. Hey, Top Dog, what is the agenda today? The agenda is having a stomach ache and just venting about sports, chess, badminton. Who the hell knows? But yeah, my phone is running out of charge soon, so we're probably coming off to a close. There's no greater feeling than when all the edging finally pays off in a 90th minute goal or something. You know, Joel. I mean that's why football is fun to watch, right? And that's why I like fantasy football. I mean, to know a bit more about me, I am someone who likes to get good at stuff, right? So obviously you got chess is like the main like pursuit, right? Chess is the main, right? I've deviated from the past. I've been whipped as a result. I've come back, crawling back to chess. So chess is the main, right? But then, you got some different tiers, right? So I would say, the next tier that's very very important to me is kind of like some passionate hobbies or sports that you also get some kick out of, right? And badminton is definitely one of them, right? Like that story about the rival. Like you don't just get that playing casually. Like you have to be half decent, right, to get like such a serious rival. So badminton is one, I'd probably say right now, shogi is the other, where it kind of meets that kind of like sporting competitive aspect that I'm not taking at all as seriously as chess. I'm just kind of enjoying the competitive aspect without trying to grind, right? So if you imagine like chess is like at the top of the pyramid, and then I've got like shogi and badminton below that, and then below that, wow, what was the third thing? There are two things that are coming to my mind. And what is the third thing? I had another thing that I was really into. Which shows how into it. I can't even remember it right now. Well, the third thing is kind of like things that I'm passionate about and I'm competitive about and I'm invested in, but it's less competitive. It's like more like really for fun. Like when I'm playing badminton, it's like for fun, but I'm also trying. But this is like more like I don't know how to describe it. It's like more passive, right? So I've got fantasy football, and when I was younger, actually, I used to play. I used to be part of this forum called Starting 11, and this forum was absolutely incredible. And I'm so sad that this forum got taken down because there was literally internal leagues and games created making use of fantasy football, but then having like you could like join a team, be drafted into a team where you would be a team of like 5 different users, and you would have like these competitive leagues. And I remember I played for like something like the Drunken Dwarfs or something. And I mean, at the time I was like, 12, 13 years old. And I'm pretty sure all of these guys were adults. It was like me and a friend. We were like 12, 13-year-olds. We had like, my username was something like Mega Mike something. And people would refer to me as like some fat guy. And I was just, I never revealed my identity, right? So I was just like chilling with these guys. But yeah, no, it was amazing. It was amazing. This forum, all of the internal competitions, and I got really really good at fantasy football. I mean like back then, my highest ever result I think was like 797 in the world. I mean, this is insane. This is insane, right? But back then, I was spending like 2 hours a day. It was during school. I remember I was like maybe like year 9, 10. I played chess for fun, and fantasy football. I was proper invested. I looked into so many stats. I looked into so much. I looked into so much research. I was making such good plays, and yeah, my best season was like 700 something. So yeah, this was a huge passion of mine, and I played it for like 2, 3 years. But then I think my friends stopped playing. And maybe I got, I don't know, who knows, like maybe I got a girlfriend or something. I don't know. I literally don't know. Maybe I had to get serious about like GCSEs or A levels or something. And I was like, you know what, like if I can't like try hard this, then what's even the point kind of thing. Anyway, I basically, hung up my boots, so to speak, for fantasy football. And basically I only came back to it last year I came back to fantasy because I had some school friends who are playing, and I was like, you know what, let's get back into it and just play for fun. And I am so much worse now because obviously like it's also the game dynamic has changed a lot. Like many new rules got put in. I mean back in the day as well, like when I say I came 700th, I mean I think the player pool was like 1 million. Whereas nowadays, I'm pretty sure the player pool in fantasy football is like 10 million. So when I say like I came 700th in the world, it's more like 7,000. So it's not as impressive. But I still think 7,000 is a pretty decent result, I would say, for fantasy football. But I don't know, given the amount of time I was putting into it, probably, who knows if it's actually a decent result. But anyway, yeah, so fantasy football is one of these like chill things I'm invested in. Pokemon Sleep, which I mentioned at the start of the stream, absolutely go to the game. Which probably means I should actually sleep soon because wait, what's the time? Okay, yeah. I'll probably sleep soon. But yeah, no, Pokemon Sleep. I don't know how to describe it. It's like if any of you have ever played the old Pokemon games, the kind of fun thing about it is kind of like the progression, right? Like you can really grind, you can really do well, and you feel satisfaction from like the progress within the game, also like the leveling up. I mean, the story is kind of fun. But also the story's not that good, right? Like these mainstream Pokemon games, it's like it's okay, but it's not great. But I mean, you're so invested in it because there's so much opportunity to progress, right? And I feel like as a person, like to achieve and to progress is like a really nice feeling. So I feel like as a kid, I loved playing Pokemon. I'm also on 5%, so probably this is the last story. But yeah, like with this Pokemon Sleep, it's really great fun because it's a really slow game. You can't like grind it overnight, and you have to play the slow game. And it's really fun. It's really fun like this game. Like you have to collect a lot of Pokemon. You also have to level up your Pokemon. You can also compare. I mean, like Reddit is like unbelievably invested in this game. And it's just so much fun because you also don't have to spend much time on it. You basically just spend a little bit of time before you sleep, make some like correct decisions. You have to like cook some meals, like plan your berry count properly, and a few little things. But it's kind of fun because you can kind of like see like your friends on it, and like make progress in the game, right? So like it's all about this progress, right? I think progress is really fun. So Pokemon Sleep was another pillar in my life right now, and there's a third pillar. There's a third pillar in my life, and I literally can't keep in mind. Like I mean, I don't think it's as low as like watching anime or something. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. What could it be? What could it be? Man, I've literally, you know what? I journal a bit, and I literally wrote it like the other day. Like that's how. Oh, I'm so tired, man. I'm so tired. So I don't know. I'll have to update you guys later. But okay, honestly, guys, that was actually quite a lot of fun. I think like it's helped my stomach ache, uh, in the weirdest way. I think just it's fun to rant about random stuff sometimes. And yeah, let me have a quick catch up on messages. Yeah, no, looks good. So yeah, welcome, Mitzer, and apologies for, like a very um basic stream. Not much chess. We saw some very like uh F tier Gurgenidze chess, but what to do? Is that a ladder? Uh, is that a ladder? No. It's for drying clothes. It's a clothing rack. But yeah, on that note, guys, I'm gonna end the stream there before my phone dies. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. So appreciate uh, all the support as always, and cool that some new people could join the stream as well. And yeah, Mr. Dodgy match. I'm gonna stream it tomorrow, Friday, 10:30 Malaysia time. So yeah, that's gonna be very exciting. I think that makes it 2:30 GMT, UTC. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, see you guys around. Adios.